Hi there, welcome to this week's episode. What I want to do this week is give you something of what I've been working on. I released on Facebook a few days ago that this year I wanted to promote art as a way of helping yourself, like a self-help thing. And so what I want to do is I want to give you the first exercise in my course. I'm not trying to sell the course. What I'm trying to do is to give you an idea of a different way of thinking about what you're drawing and painting, so that you paint and draw for yourself and not for what other people think you should be painting. And in this, the exercise one, you get a framework to make some decisions about it. And I wanted to share also my the course sketchbook that I made. For every exercise there's like a planning sheet, and I did little things in a sketchbook, and this is the actual sketchbook that I used. So the first exercise, this is the planning sheet, and on the video that's going to be after this, it shows me filling this out, not the colouring bit. I did the colouring bit after, just because I wanted to. And that's the whole point. You do things because you want to. You do things because you've got something to say, not because of any outside pressures to do things a certain way. So in the first section, there's a few things that are good to remember about what you're concentrating on in the picture. So are you concentrating on line, or are you concentrating on colour or composition or the shape of something? What materials are you using? What surface are you going to be putting it on? How long is it going to take? This is the first step, really. So with this format of this decision-making process, it gives you a stepping stone to actually start painting something. So, and I did, for every single exercise, I did a different planning sheet. And then once I started having to do a bit more, I started doing little sketches as well as the planning sheet. Some of them were on location, some of them were in the studio, but they're just scribbles like this one. It's not a finished drawing. That's not the point. It's just getting ideas down, and this can give you as much satisfaction and help your state of mind more than any finished painting as well. So it's the process of getting ideas down into a sketchbook or onto a piece of paper that can really help and give you that feeling of accomplishment, and also help you make sense of your thoughts in your head once it's down on paper. And sometimes it's really difficult to write those ideas in words because there are no words for how you feel. But you may be able to draw something or paint something or sketch something, or even just mess around with colour to express how you're feeling. And once it's down, it is quite cathartic. You do get a lot from it. So it's just my first way of sort of promoting self-help through art, and that first step on having a go yourself, because that's the important bit. Right, so here's the actual video starting off for exercise 1, section 8 of What Can I Paint Next art course. Enjoy! Hi there, welcome to the What Can I Paint Next art course. This is exercise 1 of section A, exploring a figure, and in this exercise we're going to be looking at the figure as a noun, just a single figure. I'm going to go through the first exercise myself. I'm going to show you how I filled in the planning sheet that you will have got with the course, and I'll just show you how I've gone about it as an example. In my sketchbook, obviously you can use the print-off forms if you want to, or you can take the planning sheet and copy it into your sketchbook, copy it onto a piece of paper, however you want to do it. And as it says in the exercise, you don't even need to use it if you don't want to. It's just a case of answering the questions in your head if you don't want to write it down. This is my entry into sketchbook, and exercise 1 planning sheet, the figure. Well, I'm choosing a self-portrait. I thought long and hard about how I was going to go about doing the exercises in this course, and I thought the best thing to do would be to stick with what I'm already working on, self-identity, reality, that sort of thing. So self-portrait. So self-portrait. The reason I chose this picture was I liked the composition of it and I liked the tones in it. So sources. Well, it's an old selfie when I used to have long hair before I had my hair cut. So I don't need to ask permissions. I don't need to go and contact the artist. It's something I took myself, so that's all right. Materials. I'm going to use acrylic paint on canvas. I was thinking about whether to just do a pencil drawing on this one, and I thought I need to stick to the journey I'm on, as well as showing you the exercises. So I'm using acrylic paint on canvas because that's what I'm comfortable using. Oh, surface, canvas. So I'm going to use a 30 centimetres by 40 centimetre canvas. It's already been primed, that's okay. It's not ridiculously smooth, but it's a mid textured canvas, which is fine for this painting. Time estimate. I don't want to just do a quick sketch, so I'm going to say 3 to 4 hours on this. Probably all in one day, might be a little bit further, I don't know. Right, let's look at the fundamentals. Line. Well, it's a painting, but I am doing a line drawing first, so I'm gonna do mid 3. So you're writing either 1 if it's, yeah, I'll be touching on that, or 5 if it's really important. 3 if you like, I'll be using it, but it's not one of the main components. 3, line. I'm going to be using it, but it's not a main component. Tone. I think tone in portraiture is very important, because if you get the tones wrong in your painting or in your drawing, the whole face shape changes. But it's not going to be the focus of the painting. So I'm going to say 4 for that one. There is no right or wrong answer for this. It's just making you think about how you're going to use it. So just explain it to yourself in your head. There's no right or wrong to it. So shape, yes, because if you get the shape of the face wrong, any shape of the elements of the face wrong, it's not going to look like that person. In a portrait, one of the things about a portrait, it's got to look like the person you're painting. So I'd say 5 for the shape. Texture. I'm going to be doing a lot of texture in hair, so I'd give that a 4 as well. Colour. This particular, oh yeah, if you're doing a black and white or a monochrome, just put NA for not applicable in there. It doesn't matter. Colouring this one, I'll put a 3. It is a colour one, but it's not. I'm not using colour to say anything. I'm just painting the colours that are there. So really, it's shape and composition. Now that's what drew me to this particular one. Is that the hair seems to be flowing in that direction, and the eyes are looking up in that direction, and it's sort of like I like the 2 different ways that it's going. So composition was what drew me to this one, so I'm going to give that a 5. So shape and composition are my main ones. Tone and texture, see I've put, oh that's the hair, isn't it? So underneath I'm just going to write hair as a note to say why I've chosen texture. Shape, portrait. And you can just write little notes on it just to help you remember what happened in that. And that's it. That's your planning sheet done. I'm going to do all of them in a sketchbook, and some of the preliminary sketches further on in the course I'll do in my sketchbook as well. So a little bit more about the process that I'm using. I've done them straight from the image onto the canvas. But in this case, I'm using all the skills that I've learned to get the best image, because that's what I'm trying to pass on to you. So all the skills would be, all the tricks, all the little ways of getting the best possible image. So the way I've done that is I actually did a tracing of my face to the right scale. I have the picture up on a big screen, get it to the size that I want, then put a piece of paper over and draw over it. It's a little bit like a projector, but the screen's behind. It's like more like a light box than a projector. So I'm just going to put some carbon from the pencil on the back and trace that onto the canvas, making sure that the top of the head and the hair is doing what I want it to, the angles are right, and then I'll get started on the painting. Just putting a bit of carbon on the back of the paper. So with the carbon on the back, just going over these lines and just transferring a bit of it onto the canvas, and that shows me where all my features are. It's just giving me reference lines that I can use to get the shape, which was one of the things I was concentrating on, and the composition right. Those were the main 2 things I wanted to concentrate on in this one. In the exercise, it does talk about the figure being a noun, the starting point of language. This could have been anything. It could have been a figure, life drawing, it could have been a standing up pose, it could have been a family member, a famous person. It was just a case of choosing a figure. It could have even been an animal. So at this point, that's all you'd need to do. I'm just wondering. No, that's okay, because I was thinking, is that too low, the face too low down? But I've also got the top of the hair there that I didn't actually get into the tracing. So yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I thought, oh my gosh, is that a top? No, it wasn't. Now I've got where the features are, I can start just sketching in a few lines of the flow of the hair, which again was something that really drew me to this particular image. The hair's going this way and the eyes are looking up in that direction. Excellent. So I'm going to start painting this now. Enjoy planning yours out, and I'll get started on that. I have my 6 colours out. Raw umber, crimson red, cadmium yellow, burnt sienna, ultramarine, blue and titanium white. And those are the 6 colours I pretty much do everything with. And I'll get stuck in. Okay, so there's exercise 1 finished. My finished painting, self-portrait, and I just wanted to capture the eyes going one way and the hair going the other way. I did a little bit more on the planning sheet, just colour coded a little bit. I've done a bit of red for 5s, oranges is 4s, yellow is 3s, just to make it a bit more interesting than just a scribble at the bottom. Thanks very much for completing exercise 1. You're more than welcome to do this exercise as many times as you want. Just concentrating on a figure. You can do a portrait, you can do a full length figure, you can do different clothes, all sorts of things. The next exercise is going to be looking at a noun, a figure, with some adjectives. So we're going to be describing the figure. Really easy, really simple, but all these build up to a full understanding of the decision-making processes that you go through. Thank you very much. Well done on completing exercise 1, and hopefully I'll see you in the next exercise. Good luck with it.